Hello, hello. Here we are, impromptu. I didn't know we could do this like live thing live, and not have to schedule it. So I said, I'm going to give it a shot. I wanted to talk about growth codes. I'm going to do a lot of talk about growth codes, being in your authority, making sure you are in alignment to your decision mastery processes, making sure you're setting boundaries, you are recognizing what you're in control of and what you're not, and honoring and releasing old patterns, old habits, old behaviors. And today is about power and authority. Power and authority during challenges, during circumstances, situations, during the times of your life where you feel like, I don't know if I'm going to make it through this, or just something just irritates you, right? And what do you make it mean? What are you making it be for you? I'm sorry, one of my lights just went off and I don't know why. How are you responding to that? Or are you not responding and you're just simply reacting? Hello, how many of us have done that? How many of us have been there? How many of us have given our power away? There's the light to what we thought was the best decision. But hindsight being 2020, we were making a permanent decision, which by the way, nothing's permanent, but we were making what looked to be like a more long-term decision on temporary emotions. Temporary emotions. I have had numerous conversations with my coaching clients, especially today, even with a loved one, which is, I'm going to toot my own horn with this. This is why I create my life by design. If a family member reaches out, I have time, flex time to give them, to invest with them. Or I set boundaries. I create what I think should be what it is or not. And then there's no shoulda, coulda, winning on myself because I tap into myself and say, how do I want to respond to this? Is there anything I can do right now? I don't know why this keeps going off. This is crazy weird. I'm just going to pause just for a second because I am recording this for a podcast. I'm going to give this one last shot and then I'm going to let it go. If that light goes off, I don't know what else to do. I don't know. I can push the button and it stays on. I don't know what to do. So again, going back to when you're in your authority, when you're in your power, that is crazy. Just gonna let it ride. Imperfect, messy action, right? When you're in your power and challenges are hitting you, again, this could be a personal thing, this could be a professional thing. Doesn't matter if you're a business owner, you're a coach, you're a consultant, you have a VP director level at a business that you work for, you love what you're doing or you're falling out of love with what you're doing. How many of you are guilty of giving away your power to the circumstance, situation, or condition because you're like, I committed to this and I don't know how to change it. So you feel stuck in the situation. You feel stuck in the relationship. You feel stuck in the commitment of the position you said yes to. You feel stuck to the commitment of the decision you made, and now you must follow through. Well, this is going to be a short talk because I'm going to fast forward to what you get to do. You get to find gratitude in the suck. You get to find gratitude in the stuck. You get to find gratitude in the resistance and the challenges that you co-created, you were participating in, that you somehow attracted. And I know, please hear me out. I know this is really hard to hear if you're really taking this to something extreme, like a death of a loved one, a disease that's been recently diagnosed with for you or a loved one. I'm not talking about that right now. I'm talking about the things we make seem doom. Oh my goodness, my whole world's falling apart. And it's not as big as those other things I just mentioned. But we make it seem that big. That's what I'm talking about. Growth, expansion, intention with your attention. And if you're like, wow, I've never really thought about it this way, then check in with yourself at least every 30 days. Use my Power of the Reset prompts. That's what they're there for. To really take a temperature check on where am I investing my attention? Am I being intentional with where I invest my attention, my energy, my resources? to live my dream life. Because I can tell you, even those that are, there's always room for improvement to be just a little better, or to accelerate that process, or to hit that number, or quantum leap it, or whatever you want to call it, a little faster, a little sooner, without jeopardizing the journey. I was just talking to another client earlier today and explaining, like, even if you were handed 30K months tomorrow, you energetically wouldn't know what to do with that money. Yeah, I have big plans for me. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to give this away. I'm going to hire this person. I'm going to grow that thing. I'm going to put more into my marketing. All these amazing things they were saying, strategies that sounded good and nice. But in reality, most people who step up, get the thing, hit the goal, experience, like, if it happens too fast, this is why most people who are in entrepreneurship either stop and start and stop and start. And I know, because I've been doing that cycle for a long time. And I used to be embarrassed to share that. And now I'm grateful for that, because how many of you can relate to that? And how many of you want to end the cycle? Ending the cycle is a lot easier than what we create it to be. We create our own stuckness. We create our own friction, restriction, because we have this death grip on a goal. I got to hurry up and get to, I got to hustle and grind till my fingers fall off, or I throw myself into a burnout. Nobody said that was required. I mean, actually, there's a lot of coaches that say that's required. And I tell them, I roll my eyes. Like, you can do it that way, or you can create life by design, or you can understand what standing in your power and your authority is, or you can become a decision mastery bad, you know what, meaning in a good way, so that you know what you say yes to, you know what you say no to, you know what you stand for, you know what you don't stand for. And therefore, when making decisions, there's no decision fatigue, because you're that confident and clear. You're that much in your authority that your conviction for what you know is true is true. And that's what you deserve to have. That's what you deserve to be in your everyday life, to create this yes and by design. So you're not sacrificing your personal life for your business. You're not sacrificing your business for your personal life. You get to have both. I get to show up and coach today. I've coached 3 people, led a team call, led a group session, and was in my DMs with a one-on-one client as well. And I'm hopping on here because I was creating a podcast episode for something completely different than this, and it just landed for me. I was in the middle of a coaching session, and I was like, gratitude for the suck. That'd be a great book. It's simple. It's not simple when it sucks. It's not simple to find gratitude when you're irate, fuming, irritated, frustrated, want to go punch a punching bag. So guess what? Go do those things, release that energy, honor it. Thank you, body and mind, for helping me express my feelings and understanding this is not what I want. That's what frustration and irritation and feels like. And that's what it's there to tell you. This is not what I want in my heart and my desires and my gut and what I have planned for my life. But remember that saying, like, God laughs while you're making the other plans, or God's doing things while you're making other plans. I forget. I just totally butchered that quote, but you get my point, right? You get my point with that. So find the gratitude. Journal it out. Journal all the nasty things you wanted to say to your boss, your client, your spouse, your best friend, whatever the thing is that got you fired up. And instead of reacting, respond to a journal. Take time to give space and give yourself grace. Take time to give yourself space and give the other person grace. Take time to take ownership and your authority and power to be like, wow, did they push my buttons? Am I going to blame them and say, oh, I reacted this way because you pushed my buttons? Turn that finger around and point back at yourself. Be like, well, you wouldn't have reacted that way if you didn't have buttons to push. And I'm not here to say, blame the other person. Definitely not. I hope you're hearing that. And I'm not here to say, blame you. There's no blaming and shaming anyone, especially other people, but also especially you. It's course correction time when we're feeling this stuff. And it's time to kind of take our time out. Put yourself in time out. Journal about the gratitude of the suck. Journal about the gratitude of the resistance. Journal, like, what am I making this mean? And why am I giving it this much power? This is going to pass in time. Do I want it to pass sooner, or do I want to sit and struggle longer? It's your choice. You either will or you won't. You either will or you won't. And if you're having some challenges, reach out to me. My DMs are always open. My team is all ready to support. Reach out. And if it's not to me, reach out to somebody else that you know, like, and trust. Use the Power of the Reset prompts. Go check out, the 7 steps to honor and release and really get clear on knowing what's in your control and what's not. It's only 2 things that you're in control of. Everything else you can let go. I don't know where those balloons came from. Everything else you can let go. You can honor and release it. Because if you can't control it, why are you trying to? Why are you trying to? That's it. The growth code right there. Gratitude in the suck, gratitude in the challenges, gratitude in the resistance, taking ownership, taking your power back, and doing the next thing. And you need help with this and you're struggling, use the Power of the Reset prompts, use my AAA method. There's so many options out there, but please don't use an excuse. And please do not delay, because those things will kill all dreams in a matter of seconds. And they will delay and stall for decades. And this is why I'm so passionate about what I get to do for my clients, for you, for people that aren't even my clients, that I help just through my podcast, just in the DMs. It's amazing what can be accomplished in just one conversation, one question, one quality outreach, one I heard this and I have a question. Just one thing, one book, one quote. If you allow it, again, if you allow, if you do with intention. All right, my friends, I'll leave you with so much love.